Welcome back. We were in New York City over this long weekend, and it got me thinking. New York, Times Square, it's busy on a normal day, but with a certain big, should I say huge, sporting event, the biggest in the world, the FIFA World Cup, coming on June 11th, I thought I would go into some travel tips, packing hacks to help us all navigate it. Before you click away, don't click away. Even if you have no interest in sports whatsoever, this video is going to help. It is being played in 3 different countries over 39 days, and it's going to bring in a few people. If you have travel plans, it could affect you. The last round of the World Cup, we walked into our 3-country trip planned from London to Paris to Barcelona, and luck be have it, England was winning when we were in London, and then when we trained over to Paris, France won. You can imagine the chaos that ensued, especially when France came home to celebrate. It definitely affected our plans. Today, I'm going to give you some travel tips on either side, whether you're attending the games or whether you're not. Let's fly into it. First off, I'm going to list all the cities that it's coming into so you have an idea, as well as I will put down in the description the official FIFA website so that you can go and see at what time frames they're in these cities. So should you say be vacationing there, if you live in one of these big cities, how you may want to alter your days, or if you're catching a cruise ship, because those bring in a lot of people as well, and you're going to notice a shift if, say, you are going into Seattle to catch the Alaskan cruise. And if you are, I have a video on Alaskan cruise down below in the description too. Also, California, they're going into Texas. Here's the list. You can see those cities and when there'll be an influx of people, flight, the roads, hotels, your Airbnbs. The FIFA World Cup is the biggest world sporting event, very popular. First off, cruise ships. When you take a cruise, things don't always go smoothly with your flight. There are flight delays, there are flight cancellations, there are flight changes. So flying in the day of your cruise departure is risky. And if you want to save on the price of a hotel room, should the games be in your city at that time, totally get that. Just maybe give yourself a large buffer. So taking that first flight of the day out, you'll have that extra time because you usually don't board till later in the afternoon to give yourself that time frame if something goes awry with your flight. If you are flying in the day before your cruise departs, find a hotel or Airbnb that's not directly in the host city. So if you're just taking that Uber, taxi, whatever from your hotel to the boat, stay a little further out. It's going to be less expensive, less crowds. The restaurants are going to be a little cheaper and save you that extra cash that you might want to spend on your cruise ship. With the games being played in different cities, you're going to cross different time zones. So this little hack is a way to save you from booking on the wrong day or the wrong time or missing an event or a flight. On the iPhone, in your alarm setting or your clock setting is a button called the World Clock. Enter in there all of the different cities or places you're going so that it automatically adjusts from your home time zone to the city you're going to. I have heard so many nightmare stories of people who have booked their flights, booked their tickets, and they've done it for the wrong day or they've done it from the wrong time. Make sure before you hit the buy button, you know what time you're buying for. And that world clock tip makes it easy instead of counting on your fingers, okay, there's 7 hours ahead, and trying to figure that out. Next up, travel visas, travel passes. If you are coming from an international country, you're going to have to pay attention to those. Those are becoming more and more prevalent as we travel, and you need to plan ahead. So if you are coming into the States, we have what you call the ESTA. You have to apply for that. There is a fee for that. Make sure you're doing that in plenty of time. Canada has the ETA, similar to the London ETA, also another travel pass you will need to pay attention to, apply for, make sure you're accepted. Throwing all of those out there for general travel because you do have to plan ahead for them. In my description, I will add my video link that has the explanation further on all of these travel passes and the links to go apply to them. Plan at least, I would do it 2 weeks ahead. It should only take a few minutes, but if they require additional information, you don't want to be caught up against the wire when you're trying to leave. If you've been around my channels any length of time, you know that I am a carry-on traveler and personal item bag only, and this is definitely the time to travel in a carry-on suitcase only. We can waste hours at the baggage claim. I do that. Carry-on suitcase makes it so easy just to tug along on all of those cobblestones, trains, buses, as well as if you're going game to game to game, save your time. You're allowed one carry-on suitcase and one personal item only when you board. However, leave space in there for that third bag. If you are going to a US stadium, most of them now have a clear bag policy. Make that crossbody bag that you take see-through, or make it a super small crossbody. So when you go through the inspection, it's super quick when they look through, or play it safe and just go all clear. The next easy packing hack is packing cubes. Yes, controversial. Some people say nope, others say yes. I'm a mix. I also do the roll fold method. Whatever I'm packing for is what I take into account. If you are going multi-cities, packing cubes are really nice because you can sort either according to that activity, according to that city, or that event or game if you're going to the game. Each of those cubes are going to have a specific uniform that you may use. When you go to games, you got to wear the colors or the jersey or something to show which team that you're rooting for. Packing cubes are going to keep you organized that whole trip long. When you're looking for packing cubes, having this mesh see-through is a big plus. So you're not always unzipping, searching, which one did I put that in? As well as a laundry bag. Getting a laundry type bag that you can shove everything into, as well as one that has a lining. So if something is damp, sweaty, it can go into a separate bag and not with the rest of your clothes until you can get to doing your laundry wherever you would do, like an Airbnb at your next stop. Always check the weather. Now, if you're gone for an extended period of time, things are going to change. Packing certain pieces that are multi-use is going to save you space in that carry-on suitcase. One would be, you can't use an umbrella in any of the stadiums, but the game will play on. A disposable ponchos to slide into game bag that you're taking, always a plus. You can get these at the dollar store, or you can go to a sporting goods store and get a nicer, thicker, heavier one if it's one you want to use the whole time through. When we've gone on cruises or Dublin, London, kind of drizzly, rainy areas, I just get a bunch of the disposable ones because, again, limited on space, and it's easier that I don't have to sit and let it dry the whole time before we go on to our next destination. The other option are raincoats. This is multi-use because when I add a scarf around my neck into it, it has a hood, it's water resistant, and it covers all of those bases. Keeps me warm, keeps the drizzle off, and I can use it more than just say one sporting event, if we do that, usually I use this all trip long. It was great to have in Dublin when we were touring around, and it goes from sunny, beautiful to storming 10 minutes later, and then it's sunny again. Have some type of waterproof, water resistant jacket to take along in the suitcase. And the bonus is it doesn't have to be tucked inside either one of those. Usually I've never been stopped when it's been hanging over my bag. Considered possibly a third item, but it's a jacket, so you should be good. And if it is, then you just wear it as you're boarding the plane so that you don't have to stuff and take up space within either of those two pieces. You're going to the game. There's going to be a lot of people stuffed into that stadium. If you are doing any video, photos, anything like that, your battery is going to drain quickly. Make sure that you have a portable charger along with you, especially if you need to get directions to and from places. You're going to want to have a backup when your battery gets low on your phone. A lot of these places are going to be warm and sunny. Don't forget your sunscreen, whether it be a small travel tube or, I love these. They're individual packs and they come in 20, 10 something. I'll put it down below. But all you do is snap them, you can use it, and then you're done with it. One, done. The other thing, we always keep these in our clear bags for concerts, games, disposable earplugs. Kansas City, very loud stadium. Other games hosting, Seattle, go Seahawks, super loud stadium. You're gonna wanna have these as a backup. I'm not a germaphobe, I don't think. I do like clean. I always pack along on all our trips, whether it be a spray sanitizing for our hands, say you go into a restroom that's out of soap, you have that, as well as wipes. And then the last one would be a water bottle. Not all stadiums allow you to bring in your own water bottle. Check the stadium you're going to, but if they do, it's just nice to have one of those along. Crossing borders without a headache. If you are going to multiple countries, say if you are traveling to multiple games from Mexico, the United States, Canada, or just traveling through multiple countries, make sure that your passport has at least 6 months validity from the time you return. Paying attention to schedules. As I said at the beginning of the video, we got caught up in the last World Cup just because you don't know who's going to win, who's going to go on. When we were in Paris and France won, it was exciting to see because we went out to one of the pubs and watched in the streets, and it was very cool. As you can see, my husband, he tried to play along as one of the French people of the excitement of it all. We had to adapt some of our plans. One tour day, we were doing a bus tour when they blocked off all the roads for the team coming back. That got cut short, as well as when we were traveling on the subway trains, a lot of those areas were blocked off or changed, and so it made them very crowded. We waited probably through 3 trains, and then we decided, okay, the next one that comes, we're all getting on no matter what. I made it one stop, and I'm like, I'm out, because being nose to someone's armpit, I'm not very tall, 5'3". So yeah, I was up against people I didn't know, and it just, we did a lot more walking in Paris than we anticipated. Figuring out schedules ahead of time can help avoid that, as well as having a good navigation, whether it be maps.me that you can do totally offline, Google Maps where you can download, if you know your destination, download all of that ahead of time so that you can save your battery life. Down in those trains, subways, the service isn't great. Having that knowledge of where you're going saves a lot of time. The crowds. Be prepared for lots of crowds. The final is being played in New York. On a good day, New York is crowded. Whenever you are touring around, keep that crossbody across your body, but say you're wearing a jacket, put your crossbody and then put your jacket over it as an extra level of security. If you travel with a more travel type bag, like this is my travel on, and it has nylon wire mesh, so slash resistant, and it has extra clips that you can clip in, which if you are touring around in these big cities, crowded areas, highly recommend something that locks, or to have mini carabiners. I'll put down below your, say, using your backpack. And so this, my Nomad Lane one, they zip inwards. And so I put a mini carabiner between those two. Just gives it a little more security. People take advantage of those crowded places to do their nasty deeds. As an extra level of protection, just be aware of that when you're in these larger cities. All of those major cities, which is where these games are being played, there's going to be a huge mass of people. Be aware. Don't be scared, just be aware. The FIFA World Cup is coming. 16 cities in 39 days and over 100 games to be played. Some travel tips for you to help make it easier, and if you get caught up in it like we did. Everything's a memory. It still is seared into my brain, but it was a whole lot of fun. Thanks for watching this Pilot Wife Lady. I am here on the YouTube each week so you can travel well, travel light, and travel in your own kind of style. Happy travels. Busy? No. Times Square in New York City is biggie. It's biggie. Yep. Times Square is big on a normal day. Busy, not big. Busy, 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 busy. T-I, nope, it's not. That's the wrong initials. 16 cities. Did I say 39 days already? 30. That would be the same thing.